Yo, what is up everybody? My name is Ryosu and you already know what time it is. We are back on Attack on Titan Revolution. And wow, has it been a minute since I last said that intro. I'm pretty sure my last video was probably like a month ago. And honestly, that's a pretty long time for me to like disappear. And some of you guys may be wondering why I just all of a sudden just stopped uploading, just disappeared off of the face of the internet. And I'm not even gonna lie to y'all, so much things happened this past month that I literally could not control whatsoever. So long story short, originally I had a video planned around mid-July, but for some reason, due to my bad luck, I actually got really sick around mid-July where I was originally supposed to post my video. So that pretty much took 10 days out of July where I could be making videos, so I couldn't do anything during that time. And right when I finally recovered from my actual sickness, I actually had a wisdom teeth scheduled like 2 to 3 days afterwards. So I had to get that, which took an additional week that I could record another video. And then once I recovered from my wisdom teeth surgery, I had to move into my brand new college apartment. So yeah, a whole lot of things happened in this past month, I would say, but I think now we are good. We're not fully situated, so we should be back to making videos. And now that I'm in a state where I can actually record videos again, I then checked the AOTAR Discord server just to see if they actually released, update 4 yet, and it turns out they still haven't released the damn update. I literally have been gone for a month and school's literally about to start for me and the game still has not dropped the damn update yet. So I've decided to do the old-fashioned method where I go down all my past videos on the channel just to see which videos I can make an updated version on. And I did notice that in the past I did make a gem guide video where I told you guys every single way that you could possibly make gems in AOTR. And now that I've played the game a lot more, I feel like I can now narrow down that list to 3 main ways that you can make gems that are best and also efficient and effective. So in this video, I'll be giving you guys the top 3 best ways to make gems in AOTR to maybe prepare for update 4 to buy the new crates, or to maybe buy luck boost, XP boost, gold boost to grind for the new prestige in the next update. So without further ado, let's get straight into the video. So before I dive into the top 3 methods to get gems in this game, I do want to give a quick honorable mention for a method that's actually pretty good to get gems if you can't play the game all the time, which is obviously the AFK zone. Now with the AFK zone, you do get gold and gems for every 5 minutes that you stay within the zone, and you pretty much start off with 25 gems if you have no prestiges, and if you do have a prestige, you do get plus 10 per each prestige. So for example, if you are prestige 4, you do get a plus 40 gems on top of your 25 existing gems, and also you get plus 25 if you already have ROBLOX premium. And you can still actually boost this gem payout amount by having both the Fritz family and also the gem fee in memory, which gives plus 10% more gems each. So in total, if you have everything that I just mentioned, which is ROBLOX premium, the gem fee memory, the Fritz family, and also at max prestige, which currently is prestige 4, you would get roughly 108 gems every 5 minutes, meaning that you would get roughly 1,296 gems every hour. And if you were to ask me if that's good, in my opinion, I don't think it's that good. I think it's okay, but for just AFK in the game and not doing anything, it's better than not having anything. So I mean, you kind of gotta take the downside for not actively playing the game, but I would still say it is a good method to get gems if you can't play the game all the time. So now moving on to the actual list. Coming in third on this list of the best ways to get gems is going to be through the battle pass. And as you can see, the battle pass has ended for me, and I'm pretty sure the last season was season 3. Now with the battle pass, you can earn gems depending on what tier you are on, so it's not guaranteed that every tier you will get gems. Now through my experience, I have gotten a decent amount of gems by just progressing through the battle pass alone. Now I can't really say the exact amount of gems I got because I literally cannot click and like search through each tier and see how much gems I got, but I'm pretty sure it was like several thousand gems possibly. And plus, if you do get the Titan Slayer's Ascension, you will get even more gems. And also, once you make it past 200 in the battle pass, you do start to earn gems for every set amount of tiers to complete. Like I said, I kind of forgot the exact amount. I think it was maybe like 3 tiers maybe that you complete where you earn like some gems. I think it was actually a decent amount. If you also had the Titan Slayer's Ascension as well, I think it was maybe around like 300 gems ish. Like I said, I don't really remember, but it was honestly a good amount of gems, especially if you grind the battle pass a lot and you do also play the game. But overall, all around it is a pretty good way to get gems if you do play the game a lot, which I'm not gonna lie is kind of the downside of this method, because in order to get gems, you have to play the game in order to progress the battle pass, which can take a while and take a lot of time. So if you don't have that time to play the game, it's not gonna be the best way to get gems. And that's kind of the main reason why I can't rank this method to be higher, like number 1 or number 2, which is why it falls into the number 3 spot. Now coming into the number 2 spot for the best way to make gems in AOTR is going to be by grinding missions, but more specifically the guard mission on the giant forest map. Now this way is going to be the best if you are already a shifter or you do have thunder spears, so do keep that in mind. But basically basically, if you don't know what the guard mission on the Giant Force map is, it's pretty much a mission where you have to defend Annie from 5 waves of Titans, which I'm pretty sure is roughly around 60 Titans total-ish. And you just have to make sure that you kill the Titans and that Annie doesn't lose all of her HP and die, which honestly in itself is a pretty simple objective if you already have shifting or you are a Thunder Spirit user. But I would say it's much harder if you only have pure Blade ODM. And if you have a really good shifter build like a female Titan crit build, you could probably finish each guard mission in roughly a minute and a half to a minute and 45 seconds, which is honestly pretty freaking fast. And also for this method to be the most efficient and effective, you do want to have the highest streak possible so that you have the max gem streak bonus, which I'm pretty sure the cap is at around 185 gems. And if you do also have Fritz and the gem feed memory as well, I think that the cap increases to 220 gems. So if you were to do the math, let's say you finish each guard mission in roughly a minute and 30 seconds, and you also have the max gem streak, which is roughly 185 gems, you would get roughly 7,400 gems every hour, which is honestly a pretty freaking good amount. And also if you do have the Fritz family and the gem feed memory, you would get a whopping 8,800 gems every hour, which is a slight increase from before, but it's still a pretty good amount of gems. Now again, this method with the guard mission really only works if you are a shifter or a Thunder Spirit user, because it just makes it a whole lot easier and allows you to complete the mission very fast. But if you are a Blade ODM, this is going to be way harder for you. Now luckily for you Blade ODM users, I do have 2 missions that you could do instead to get roughly the same amount of gems in an hour or so. It may not be the exact amount, but I think it's still a pretty good way to grind if you do not have either shifting or Thunder Spears. One of these missions being the stall mission on the Loading Docks map. And basically with a stall mission, you're just killing Colossal Titans for a certain amount of time. On aberrant mode, the time is usually 200 seconds. So if you do the math and let's say you have also the max streak, which is 185 gems, you will roughly be getting 3,330 gems every hour. So it's definitely a lot less than if you were to do the guard mission using a shifting or Thunder Spirit build. Nevertheless, it's still a decent amount of gems. Now the second alternative mission that you can do, which in my opinion could actually be on par with doing the guard mission with a shifting or Thunder Spirit build, is by doing the skirmish outskirts mission with other players. Since outskirts is a very open map which allows for easier maneuverability, and if you're also in a party with very good players, this combination could allow for very fast runs that could be equivalent to doing the guard force mission with either a shifting or Thunder Spirit build. And of course you do need to have the maximum gem boost, which is 185 gems on aberrant modes. And like I said, this method is only really efficient if you have good players on your party, because or else you won't be getting efficient times, which may make this method not as good or as great. And I recommend at least having 3 to 4 players on your party that are good, including yourself. But overall, I would say this method is better than the second method because it does give you the opportunity to have very fast runs, which may be equivalent to doing the guard force mission with shifting or Thunder Spears. And finally, come in the #1 spot in the best way to make gems in AOTR is going to be by farming raids. And you might be wondering how farming raids is the best way to farm for gems when raids themselves don't even give you any gems in the first place. But what if I told you that you can actually use raids in other ways that allows you to grind for gems? And I want to give a quick shout out to my mod Hawkeye's Cat or Lobotomy for telling me this raid farm gem method, which is honestly pretty decent, I would say. For this to be the best method possible to farm gems in AOTR, a lot of things have to come together in order for it to be the most effective and efficient method possible. Basically, how this method works is you will be selling the loot that you get from both the free chest and the Emperor chest to get gems. And this loot can be artifacts, perks, or even serums. And actually having the auto sell game pass will be pretty useful for this because it will automatically sell all your perks and artifacts that you get from the raids so that you don't actually have to manually go back and actually sell them all. But unfortunately, it doesn't sell the actual cosmetics, so you do have to manually sell those cosmetics yourself. However, if you do get a mythic perk, I wouldn't actually advise you selling it if it's actually a good mythic perk, because you can actually use that good mythic perk and trade it in for keys, which will allow you to open up even more Emperor chests, which will give you a better chance for more better loot, which would then sell for more gems. So that's pretty much the first part of this method. So now let's move on to the second part, which will involve more of the build and how fast these runs should be going. With each raid that you do want to finish it in less than 2 minutes so that you're able to open more chests in, let's say, an hour or so. But that does mean that you will need to have a pretty good build, and I would personally recommend having a high crit damage female time build, which I have already made a video in the past. So if you want to check it out, it should be somewhere on my channel. And also I would recommend having a mythical family. Me personally, I would like to use Fritz because I do like using a pretty strong female time build. Obviously, you want to be using luck boost or using as many modifiers as you can to boost your luck, because the more luck that you have, the better chance of you getting better items, thus leading to more gems per hour. And the raid that I would recommend actually farming is the female time raid, because me personally, if you are rocking a female time build, the female time raid is actually pretty easy to do within less than 2 minutes per run. Now let's say you are able to do less than 2-minute runs and you also are getting pretty good loot, you could probably make thousands of gems per hour. For example, maybe even 10k gems per hour, or maybe even more than that if you're lucky. lucky. So overall, there can be a lot of variables that can affect how many gems you earn per hour, but if you get decent luck and you are finishing the runs within less than 2 minutes, you could probably be expecting thousands of gems per hour. So that's pretty much the end of today's video. If you guys did enjoy this video, make sure to press that like button and subscribe for more Attack on Titan Revolution content. Hopefully this video was useful for you guys, because honestly, I don't know when update 4 will come out, but if you do want to actively start preparing for update 4, you do want to obviously have a lot of gems, because I'm pretty sure there are going to be new crates coming out in update 4, so you might need a lot of gems to actually get the things that you want from those crates. And also you can use gems for other things, such as purchasing boosters to prepare for, grinding for the next prestige, or other things that you want to use them on. And also, since school is starting for me pretty soon, there is a chance that uploads may or may not slow down. I'm not really too sure yet, but once update 4 does drop, I will try my best to upload as much content as I can on update 4. But anyways, I will see you guys in the next video when I do post one. So peace.